Now we have been,
Hello, sir. So welcome to the
yes,
show,
yes.
sir. Please tell. In this world, people chase after many things: success, money, and a lot of many other things. And these all things somewhat lead them to happiness. So they are very people are very confused these days. What in your view is happiness, and how do you think people or children should achieve happiness, the youth should achieve happiness in their lives?
Well, from my experience, I I believe the happiness is what is best for you to enjoy your life. When I was younger, I thought happiness meant power or success or being rich and being able to do something I want to do. But I found that as time went on, when I got older, those are only periodical happiness that lasts. Now that I have been through the 9 times of various jobs I had been successful, finally, when my health ran out, I went down to zero because when my health was poor and I was not able to do the job I should be able to do, then I realized that nobody wants to have me. Everybody wants to use somebody else. So if you work for somebody else or your government, you are actually their servant, no matter how much money you get or which way you're employed. So I realized that when you are unhealthy and you're not useful, they have no reason to employ you. That time you are helpless. That's what I did. What I found in 1980 when I had this heart problem, and I was absolutely down and out. I was in a different country where I'm not allowed to stay unless I have a work permit, and I won't get a work permit unless I have a job. So then, if I went back to my mother country, I had retired. My pension pay was very small. And then what do I do with my children who are growing up and being educated overseas? All this is impossible for me to continue. So I was actually finding out that I became a useless person. But luckily for me, this time I managed to migrate to Australia. The reason being, my elder daughter had married there and she could sponsor me as under family reunion. Even then, it was not easy uh, uh, to get a visa with my family. But that was another lucky break we had. I managed to get the family visa after 1 year. So when I got to Australia, what could I do? Nothing, absolutely. Because in Australia, you have to be also uh, healthy, and also you should be able to join their companies. So, so I found that just to get an income, I started importing orchids from Thailand and then selling orchids, fresh orchids in Sydney. And that was not easy. I had to collect orchids myself at the airport and go through the quarantine and then distribute orchids to various flower shops and then and then give their invoice. And I never get money paid right away. They ask me to come back next month or next week or that kind of thing. It went on for a while and then I give up. And I was really uh, zero in my life as far as I was concerned. Then, then I hit a lucky break. That was a strange one. When I was in Bangkok, and with the first Thai company, one German ship owner came to see me. He had also agency company in Germany as well as ship owning company that was family company for 100 years. So I met him and I just got his card and I put it. So yeah, well, as I was saying, I where was I now? Let me think. We I had this agent, a German ship owner, to act as our agent in Germany when he bought the two second-hand ships. Some years later, I happened to go to Europe for a job sent by my employer, and I sent him a short message, say just to courtesy message saying that I am now in France in Nantes, and how do you do and so on. Next morning, his general manager phoned me and said, Captain LWIN, my boss would like to meet you. How can we meet? I said, where's your boss? Oh, my boss is down in Sardinia or Sicily having a holiday. And then he wants to know where we can meet. So I said, well, I'm going back to Singapore tomorrow. I'm coming by train to Paris. And then I'm taking the plane in the afternoon from Paris to Singapore. We could meet at Paris Orly Airport. So we arranged to meet next day for lunch at Orly Airport. Up to that time, I didn't know why he wanted to meet me. Rather strange. So we had lunch, and while we had lunch, then I said, all right, Klaus, very kind of you to come all the way from Sardinia to meet me. But surely you must have a reason for this. So he smiled and he said, oh, he said, now he said, I'll tell you that my company has been in shipping business, shipping only for 100 years. And we use German crew right through since then up to now. And my father ran the business. And then when my father died, suddenly I became the boss. Now I'm the boss, but I find that the company is losing money. And I want to know why the company is losing money when I check through the accounts and you find that crew expense is very high because we are employing German crew. German crew have very high wages, compensation, and so on. So he also found out from other German owners, some of them are using Asian crew. So he thought that maybe he should try Asian crew to make the cost less. So he talked to his inspector, or what they call him, as superintendent, a very old man who worked with his father for many years. So he told this gentleman that I want to use Asian crew. What do you think? And this old man said, "Oh no, don't do that. We have done for 100 years in German crew. If you going to bring Asian crew, I'm going to resign." So he was adamant that we should not use Asian crew. So he said, "No, please let me try one ship. See how. Let's experiment." So on that agreement, he thought that he would try one ship, but where to get the Asian crew? Then he realized that when he was agent for the two ships we bought, who did for Thailand, that the crew were not Thai. They were all Burmese. They came on board and they were very professional and they did their job and they sailed the ship, loaded the cargo and went all the way back to Thailand, no problem. So he said, maybe Thailand is the Burmese crew are good. So that's the reason he wanted to talk to me. So he said, so KT, he said, do you think you can find me a crew, a good crew? I'll have my own German captain and German chief engineer, but you can have the rest. So I said, Klaus, I said, our crew work well with Asian captains, Asian chief engineers, but they may not work well with German, who are more strict and more may not be understanding for Asians. So he said, no, I'll make sure that I will put on a very understanding and experienced captain who can take care of you. But just give me whether you can give me your crew. I said, all right, for a few sailors and officers, I have some people who are waiting for jobs in Rangoon. I can give you that. So, all right. Then he said, oh, can you give me the cost, daily cost for this 22 people or 24 people? So I said, no, no, that part I don't know because that is done by my fleet manager. I only was managing director. I don't worry about the cost. He is his problem. So I don't have any record of that or with me. So he said, no, give me an idea if you can. So I took out, the paper serviette in the table, write down there the ranks, master, chief engineer, chief officer, second engineer, and so on, up to the cook. Then I remember the salary, master $1,500, chief engineer 1,400, and so on. And I added that with my calculator. I added 15%. Then I divide by 30 to get a daily cost. Then that was the daily cost. So I said, that's my cost. Look at it, no? And he put it in his pocket. He said, all right, it's time for you to go your boarding and all that. And we said cheerio and we went. So I thought that is a nice lunch I had on his account. But a week later, he's phoning in Singapore. Hey, K.T, when can you send your crew? I said, no, no, I only give you an indication. I have got no crew lined up. Oh, we need a crew in 2 weeks. So really, I had to rush. And to cut the story short, we started with one crew. He liked it so much, and it was successful. So we went to 4 ships, from 1 ship to 4 ships. Then it became a business. And the business you could not do from Burma. So I set up a company in Bangkok that's called Mariner. Yeah, Mariner. And we had a company called Mariner Shipping Services in Bangkok. And that's the cap that we use, M for Mariner. And then we had another owner, another 2 owners also wanting Burmese crew. Finally, we had about 20 ships running, were doing very well. And my nephew from Burma and my sister all became family company, more or less, as well as my people who have sailed with me before, who know me well. And that company is existing now, and I'm the top gun, as you might say. We have our own shareholding. I have the major shares, and this is since 1980, and we're still operating. Now, of course, we operate in a very smaller scale because we have reduced our workload and we cut down by about 75%, so 25% just to keep it going. But it shows that then for happiness, you need to be healthy. So if I was not healthy, I would not be able to do this. But my happiness is because I'm boss of my own setup, that whatever I do is for my good and for good of my family and my friends. And I'm also able to think and work still because I'm still healthy. So without health, good health, you cannot be happy. This is what I mean. So finally, I want to tell everybody, you must maintain your health. That means from the time you're about 50, make sure you go do regular checkup, stress test, meet your doctor, and make sure that your health is in very good condition. Don't wait till you you get some kind of a problem that's too late to fix up. Might cost you more, or might involve more surgery and other things. So it's best for you regularly check up, and then look after your diet, look after your behavior and everything. Now I don't eat beef and pork, and I don't take sugar, and I avoid oil, fried stuff, no barbecue, that kind of thing. So when you are old enough, you must look after yourself. That's all I want to tell everybody. That if you want to take care of yourself, live long, take care of yourself carefully. Okay, so that all about my interview, as far as I'm concerned. Any
Thank you,
question?
sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. It was very interesting to hear that, and I had a great time today, sir. Thank you for sharing all those interesting things. We should let's stay in touch, sir. And sir, lastly, any sir advice for me?
Yes. Any
Any
advice for
advice?
you? That for you? Yes. At your age, you are at the on the road uh, to follow your career for your future success. Now, make sure that whatever you are doing, you're happy doing it. That's the first thing. If you're not happy doing your work, you'll never be successful. The next thing is the work that you're doing should be good for the future, not only to make money, but good for your people, and it'll be help towards your people and your generation. And then the trend, the future trend is very important. What's happening with the world now? Everyone is seem to be going for uh, IT, and then robotics, and also drone, and that kind of modern science, and also even space travel, and all that is within your reach, and you can do that. And your country is already famous for producing very good computer experts. So you are really in a very good position. So good luck to you. And I want to maybe in 10 years' time, I'll be very happy for you to call me and say, "Hey, Captain Win, I'm managing director of whatever. Yeah, I'm doing this. Yeah, all right. I'll be glad. Yeah. And good luck to
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Um, let's keep in touch, and we will talk later. Thank you, sir. And my viewers, thank if you watch, please check out all the other videos. The part one, part two, part three, and this one. Thank you for watching till the end, and thank you. And stay tuned for the next episode. Bye, sir.